Hi everybody and welcome to HardReset.Info channel. Today we are going to show you how you can easily create a very simple HTML and CSS website. So at first we have to download any code editor for ourselves. I personally recommend a Visual Studio Code. So let's search in our favorite web browser our Visual Studio Code. Let's click on the official website, which is called visualstudio.com. And here, as you can see, your code editor is defined with AI. Here you can click download for Windows. And now, as you can see, our executive file is being downloaded. Let's click on that. After it's downloaded, here, now we have to accept the license agreement, Microsoft Software License Terms. You can read that. I won't. Then we have to click next, and here we have the destination location. We can select it as you want. Then next. Here we can start menu folder, which is Visual Studio Code. Here next, and here we have the additional tasks, additional options. We can check the create a desktop icon, add open with code action to Windows Explorer file context menu, and add open with code action to Windows Explorer directory context menu. So if you want to open a website, and we can right click, for example, an HTML file, and here will be the menu, and we'll see the option open with code. We can click next and install button. Let's wait a moment. And here, as you can see, now we can check this checkbox and enter Visual Studio Code. Now we have to create an HTML file. To do so, we have to click File here and click New File. Here we can type index.html. Index.html, and here we can save as type of files. For example, desktop. Here create file, and now we have the index.html file. Let's open the folder, which is the desktop folder, to have this easier. Yes, I trust the authors. Not mind it, you just have to click yes everywhere. Here, as you can see, now we have our file. To declare the file, we have to type doctype with the exclamation mark HTML and close it with the right tag. Now we can start typing the doctype HTML. At first, we have to declare the head and the header. Here we have to enter the basic information about our website, which is, for example, the meta name description about our website. As you can see, meta name description. It looks like that. And content. In content, we have to type our website content. So, do you have any hobbies? This website might be for you. This is our description of our website. Apart from that, we can set the meta information. For example, meta name author, and here you can declare yourself as an author of your website. For example, HardReset.Info. This is our channel. Apart from that, we have meta name keywords. With this is this KW, and meta name keywords is the meta where we can declare our keywords to search it in the Google faster. So, for example, hobbies, cars, tips, tutorials, HTML, CSS. And if I, for example, search hobbies in the Google here, we can search for the our website more easily. Apart from that, we have the meta name information. As you can see, UTF. Here we can declare our text type to declare every letter type. As you can see, we can use the Polish letters, Turkish letters, etc. We can just declare it. It either can be HTTP equivalent content type content trusted UTF-8, or it can be the shorter version of meta trusted UTF-8. As you can see here, we have two types of doing. So for example, I will delete the first because this is a more complicated one. You can just remember meta trusted UTF-8. As you can see, the long way is behind us, but we can do this everything with just using a single shortcut. Shift 1, which is the exclamation mark, and enter. Here, as you can see, we have the Doctype HTML, HTML lang English. We can set it to Polish, for example, Turkish, but let's stay with the English one. Here we have the head and meta cursed UTF-8. We can delete that because we don't need it. And here we have the document, title of our document. So let's open our website now and let me show you the details of the title. Here, as you can see, this is our website. It's empty. As you can see here, we have the index.html. Index.html. This is our file name, and we can change our title using this. Let's change it, for example, to the best website, and let's save it. Let's refresh our website. As you can see here, we have now the best website. So this is the header section, heading section, and apart from that we have body. So we can declare some headings. As you can see, this is the H1, which is the biggest one, and we have the H1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. From 1 to 6. The first one is the biggest, the last one is the smallest. Let me show you the difference between them. So as you can see here, we have the headings, and for example, I am eating an apple. This is the biggest, as you can see. Let me save the file at first. This is the biggest heading. If you don't have anything on the website here, but you wrote it here, you have to save the file using the Ctrl and S shortcut. As you can see, this is the biggest heading. And this is the H2 heading. For example, I am eating a pizza. Let's refresh our website. As you can see, it's smaller, and the bigger the value here is, our heading will be smaller. So let me show you, for example, how it will look like on the H6 now. I was eating an apple. As you can see, the difference is rather big between the H1 and H6. These are only the headings. We have the paragraphs too, which is just a simple text. We can write a simple text here, but it won't look professional, and we can add, as you can see, paragraphs. For example, the paragraph, we can enter it. This is a paragraph. And as you can see, this is the most common formatting for our paragraph. So that's the basics of our HTML. We can do these sections to to divide our body of our HTML file to sections, divs, which are a rather older version of this, articles, but it is not that easy. It's more complicated, so I won't show you this. As you can see, we are writing everything H1, H2, H6 and paragraph in the body section. We have to declare the body here in these tags below the head, and here we can write everything. We have at the end of the file we have to close the body tag here and close the HTML. As you can see, we have opened here. We have to declare this lang here, but you don't have to really. And that's the first part. Now let's add some spicy things. We can, for example, add a div to show you the difference between that, and some class to it. The class is only a thing that we can add to format this thing using CSS. So we can add our class, which is called very cool div. Just a simple name. And here we can upload some heading, which will be, for example, hi everybody. And for example, H3 heading, and welcome to the HardReset.Info channel. Now, as you can see, we have opened our div and closed our div. We have to close and open every tag, as you can see, HTML tag. Here, as you can see, we have our H2, for example, opened, and here closed. Apart from that, let's add some IDs to the website. For example, I've added an ID for my paragraph, which is called simple formatting. Let's save our website, and we just added some text, as you can see. That's not really the case that you wanted to do. So, and now this is the CSS part. The CSS part is a thing that we can format our text in the body section here. We can do this either in the inner style here or here, but I will show you the best way and the most optimized way to be clear, because nobody uses like styles here. I know it's easier, but I will show you the best version for me. So at first we have to type link CSS, as you can see, and enter. We can type it on our own. We have to open the tag link rel style sheet ref style.css. Here, as you can see, we have this enclosure tag. Here, as you can see, we have two same thingies. This is from the shortcut. As you can see, shortcuts are very cool ones, cool thingies. And here we have our CSS linked. This is our name of our file, because we have to enter our file name here. We can change it, for example, to the HardReset style.css. But as you can see, we don't have this file created. So let's reset for a moment. And now let's create the CSS. Here we have to click on this new file and type our file name, HardReset.css here. And as you can see, here we have this hash. This hash means only that we have our file, the CSS file. Let's click enter, and now as you can see, we are in our HardReset style CSS. We have to remember that the best way to create a simple website is to be in the one folder. As you can see, we are in the desktop right now, and HardReset style.css and index.html are in the same place, so it won't be a problem. So now let's begin with the CSS. We can type every tag from here that is in the body to format it. For example, we can even format the body. Let me show you how to format the body at first. As you can see, we have to put our tag now and open these brackets, curly brackets. Now we can type enter here to divide these two brackets, and now we can format our tag. It's that easy. So we have a lot of types of doing so. Here we can create our simple website, so we can format our body. For example, add its background color. To add the background color, we have to type background color. As you can see, background color, and now we can type our background color. So we can add, for example, aquamarine or green, any any color that you want. We can add it as hexadecimal value, RGB value, but I will add it just as a name because it is the most simple one. So for example, green, let's go with the green. Let's save the file and refresh our website. As you can see, now we've changed our background color, but now it's hardly to see our text. So what can we do now? Let's format our text. So let's stay in the body section for now, as you can see, and we have to format the font. It won't be a font color. It's just color and the colon. Now we can type the color for our font. It's not the font color, it's not the text color, only the color. And now we can, as you can see, select from the list, add the RGB value, hexadecimal value, HSL value. It depends only on our own mind. So let's, for example, set this to tomato. It will be funny. Now, as you can see, we have I'm eating an apple, I'm eating a pizza. Every text here formatted its own way. It's, as you can see, tomato color, and it's green. Apart from that, we can set the largeness of this. As you can see, it's rather small, and we can increase the value of the size. So to do so, let's stay in the body again and type the font size. As you can see, we have here a lot of font options to manage, a lot of background options, a lot of color options. Let's stay with the basics. Font size. Here we can declare it as pixels or percent. When we are using the percent value, we can increase from the 100% to 150%, staying with the responsive values. The responsive values are not simple, so I won't explain this to you, but they are always better for using a professional website, or EM values, but that's not for today. Let's save the pixels, and for example, I want to set every text in my body to 50 pixels. Let's refresh now our website, and as you can see, everything is now bigger. We can change our value, for example, to 25 to read it very correctly. And as you can see, now we have the clear website. Apart from that, we can center our text, because as you can see, it's to the left, because it's defaultly declared to the left, and we can center our text. To do so, we can click here, enter again, and type text align. Now we have a lot of options: center and justify, left, right, and start. These are the options for the text align, and let's stay with the center now. And as you can see, let's save a file and F5 to, as you can see, refresh our website. And now it looks better. Now let's format these things over here. So as you can see here, I've created a div which has class, very cool div. and these are these two elements. Now we have to exit the body, here the body tag from here, and we have to type the dot to enter a class name, and it was very cool div. Let me check it. Yes, very cool div. And now we have to open the curly brackets again. Now let's click enter, and here now we can do some thingies. For example, we can set the color to the, for example, from here to Azure. We are doing the same things as here, but different format. For example, we can add a border to our div through our container. The div is only container. Sorry that I didn't tell you earlier. This is only a container for our website. So it's a border for our container. To add a border, there are 3 strict rules. We can add a border in the one line. We can just do 1 px because we can declare in the pixels. Solid, not wavy, not dotted, not dashed. It's just a solid without any breaks border. And here now we can declare a color, which for example can be black. This is the only one line border. But if you don't feel like doing so, because it's difficult for you, you can just use a border dash style. Here you can set the dash dot double groove hidden, hard initial, inset none, offset ridge solid. As you can see, we can set the border width 1 pixel. It's the same as you can see in border color. Let's check if that works. As you can see, it works. It looks better now. And now we can set the width and height for our div. So now we can manage the container to make it look better. So let's set width, which can be width, and 50%, and height, for example, for the 400 pixels, let's say, and 500 pixels. Sorry for the, some mistakes, but this is my first time recording so long video. Doesn't matter. And as you can see, let's save the file. We have here width 500 pixels and height 400 pixels, and let's refresh our container. As you can see, it looks better now, but it's not standard. But it's difficult to standard a div. It always was. So check the other videos to know how to standard a div. As you can see, this is a cool, very simple website using HTML and CSS. We have a lot of text here and CSS here. If you have any questions, I will answer them in the comments section, so write it down below. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.